Hi, TC. My name is Angela, and I'd like to talk about help. I'm healing from a quitter's mentality. Many times in life, we find our back up against the wall and we just feel like letting everything go. We don't know who to trust, including sometimes faltering in our trust of God, and things can get really sticky, really challenging, and that can cause us to quit. See, I think people are familiar with the type of quitting where you just give up on a thing and you stop right in your tracks and let it go. It's a little bit harder to see the type of quitting that happens in the heart, the type of quitting that makes you unsure of yourself, the type of quitting that makes you unsure of your God, the type of quitting where you keep going, but you're now going through the motions. You've quit, you've given up. It didn't look like you stopped, but there was something that stopped, and it happened here. And that's something that I myself experienced once upon a time. In fact, I'm still healing from that. So we have to learn that it's okay to embrace our feelings and the things that we've experienced and to say, man, that really, really sucked. But we can't dwell there. We can't become stagnant. We can't get stopped there. We can't give up. And yes, the physical give up where you're like, you know what? I'm just over this. I'm giving up. But also that heart giving up where you just don't believe anymore. You just don't dream anymore. You're not stabilized. You're kind of just floating. Your faith is up in the air. Your hope is up in the air. That's what I'm healing from. That quitter's mentality, that invisible type of quitting, where you might not even be aware that you've quit because you're still going through the motions of life. You're still moving. You've gotten back up off the ground, but yet you're still there. God is the way. God will help us. If we just focus on God, we're able to come back from that quitter's mentality, from that place of stagnation, from that place where our heart still is. And God is just the way for us to do that. But how do you find God if you've quit in that way? What will come in and reinvigorate your heart? Well, the Word of God. I find that even if you don't want to read it, even if you don't want to hear what it has to say to you, that if you would just open up that book, God will speak. See, it's not God that ever forsakes us or turns his back on us. It's us. Once we stumble, once we feel like we've even fallen, we sometimes just get stuck right there. We're waiting for God to come in like a flood, like we felt like the enemy did, and offer us his hand. We want a visible hand. We want to see and feel something. But sometimes what you feel is empty. What you feel is lostness. You feel that shaking. And you just need something to stir you up. So, if you would just force yourself to pick up the Word of God, to open it, and see what God has to say to you. And if you would commit to doing that even daily for 1 minute, 5 minutes, 30 seconds, whatever it is that you can do, I believe that God will use this to reinvigorate your heart. I believe that you won't be stuck there anymore. I'm healing from the quitter's mentality.